Spring is a great time to buy, but waiting until spring to sell? That's a costly mistake. If you wait for spring, you'll be competing. Smart sellers don't wait, they lead. Every year, buyers flood the market in the spring. The weather is better and families, they want to move before the next school year, and the mortgage approvals start rolling in. Demand is strong, but there's a problem, and sellers know this. That's why listings pile up, competition skyrockets, and buyers get to pick and choose. More homes means more negotiating power for them. What if I told you that selling before the rush could get you a higher price, stronger offers, and fewer headaches? The smartest sellers aren't waiting, they're acting now. In this video, I'm going to show you why listing your home before spring, like right now, might be the most profitable move you'll make all year. And how do I know this? I just sold a house for $160,000 over list price because there was no other home available. So let's dive in. Why spring, and why is it ideal time to sell? It's been crowned the champion season for home selling. No contest. And honestly, it just makes sense. The weather is warming up and everything looks fresh and inviting, and buyers are out in full force. So that's why many people think putting their home on the market in the spring is a good time. It is a good time. Let's talk why. Well, you've got a huge buyer pool. You know that feeling when the weather starts warming up, flower starts blooming, and everything just feels alive again? It's coming soon. Well, guess what? The same energy applies to home buyers. Spring isn't just a nice time of the year, it's a season when buyers come out in full force. And the numbers back it up. Nearly 40% of all home sales happen in the spring, between middle March, or I would say more April, and through June, right before the summer starts. It's not a coincidence. For families with children, spring is the prime moving season. They want to find a home, close a deal, and get settled before the new year starts, right? That means they're extra motivated to make offers, and fast. There are these first-time buyers. All winter long, they've been crunching numbers, getting pre-approved and scrolling through listings. Also, this is the time where all the grants open up. Coming out starting April, May, June, you have to have your offer in by then. And if you want to know more about these grant programs, let me know. Crystal Lowry has some great programs. By the time spring rolls around, they're ready and often eager to move quickly so they don't miss out. So what does that mean for you? Well, more buyers checking out your home, more competition, and best of all, a better chance of getting top dollar. In fact, homes in the hot spring markets often sell for 3 to 5% over asking price just because of all the demand. So if you've been thinking about selling, spring might be just your golden ticket. So I can see why you're thinking, well, spring, I'm gonna wait for spring. Another reason why, that's your home's like natural showcase season. Spring is like Instagram's favorite filter for your home. Everything just looks better. The grass is greener, the flowers are showing up, and the whole world feels fresh and full of possibility. And when it comes to selling your home, well, that natural glow can make a huge difference. Picture this. The gardens are bursting with color, trees and shrubs filling out beautifully, and everything looks straight out of the magazine. Longer days mean buyers can pop by, after work for showings without feeling rushed, giving them more time to fall in love with their place. And be honest, spring weather just makes people want to be outside, which means more buyers walking through your door picturing their future in your home. But here's the magic. It isn't just about making things look pretty. It's about feeling. Buyers don't just see a house, they start picturing themselves there. Backyard barbecues, morning coffee on the porch, lazy afternoons in the sun, all that stuff. And they start feeling at home, at your home, and they get emotionally attached. And emotional buyers, they make strong competitive offers. And it doesn't matter if you don't have a Pinterest-worthy garden, spring, it still does the heavy lifting, I think. A little green grass and some leafy trees, sunlight, all that stuff just makes it, home feel warm and inviting. Something winter can't compete with. So Diane, here's 2 good reasons why I should wait till spring. What are the other reasons? Why should I put my house on the market now and not wait till like the late April, right after Easter? Because after Easter is that big season, people start putting their home on the market. Now, we talked about the spring market and the prices of homes being higher, right? As spring hits and buyers flood the market, home prices shoot up. It happens every year. Even though more homes go up for sale, the demand still outpaces supply, and it has been for the last 5 or 6 years. And that puts sellers in the driver's seat, right? And homes sold in May and June typically go for 5 to 7 more than those sold in the winter. However, this year, right now, the market is really hot earlier, and this happened the last 2 years. That's why I'm saying to you, spring's great, then maybe you should do something right now. But you might say, Diane, if I wait for spring, my home's worth $400,000, I could get an extra $20,000 or $28,000 in my pocket. And that's not bad for picking the right time to sell. And I get it. This happens because, more buyers are competing for homes, and that creates bidding wars. Spring homes look better, flowers are blooming, lights are streaming in, all that good stuff. But why did I just get $160,000 more for a house? And it's not the spring market, okay? Now I know spring is great. They want to get in a home. They want to have the new home by the summer, all that good stuff. If you can time your sale right, you're looking at one of the easiest ways to maximize your home's value, okay, by selling in the spring. Again, a good reason to wait until after Easter, I think the last weekend in April. That's when a lot of houses are going to start coming on the market. There's going to be a whole lot more competition. And also in the spring, you do have daylight advantage. The extra hours of sunshine in the spring aren't just good for a mood, they're also great when selling your home. More daylight, and these buyers can actually come see your place after work while it still looks its best in natural light. And that's really big, especially when a lot of buyers they're working, they're busy professionals who can't sneak out for a midday showing. And when you have these brighter evenings, it just makes everything feel better. Buyers will linger a little longer, soak in the space, and they start picturing their future there. And the more time they spend imagining life in your home, the more likely they are going to want it. So I get it, more daylight, it makes your home look good. And it does also make your home sell easier. So why should I sell my house right now, Diane? Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Another good reason to put your house on the market in the spring is perfect moving weather. Moving is a headache. Nobody wants to move. The last thing anyone wants to do is haul furniture in a blizzard or sweat through a heat wave while unloading boxes. That's why spring is such a great time. You might be thinking, well, I may put my home on the market right now, but these are good reasons, Diane, to wait. Hold on here, wait till I get to that part. Right now, I'm just telling you why spring is good. And then I'm going to tell you why it's even better right now. Also, the weather's great. It's not too hot, not too cold. It makes the whole process way less miserable. And trust me, buyers, think about this. Even if they fall in love with a home, the idea of moving during a snowstorm or the peak of a summer, it could be a deal breaker. Listing in the spring is great. Buyers, you just give them the perfect window to make their move as smooth as possible and easier for them. And that's just one more reason why spring sellers tend to see higher demand and better prices. It is a fantastic time to sell. Now, one reason why waiting for spring, this is a pretty interesting one. I call it the comparative advantage, something that most people don't think about, the power of recent sales. Because right now, there's not a lot of comparable sales. They're starting to pop up, a lot of pending sales. These are the homes that appraisers or buyers look at to figure out what your home is worth, right? When you sell in the spring, appraisers have fresh batch of high-priced sales to pull from. Other homes that also sold for top dollar because of all that spring demand. Otherwise, they're using wrong comps, right? That means your home's value is more likely to be supported by strong numbers. Because right now, I'm putting a home on the market. There's not a whole lot of comps, but the demand, I had 8 calls before I even put it on the market because I sent a neighborhood letter out. And it's amazing, the demand right now. Because buyers, what they do? They do their homework. They see other homes in the neighborhood going for premium prices. And they feel more confident making a stronger offer on your home because they know the market backs it up. It's a kind of a domino effect. And spring is the season that sets it all in motion. Now, what I like about selling in the spring is when my real estate team is firing on all cylinders. My photographers, the stagers, all my agents, everyone in the business. We all know it's the busiest, most profitable time of the year. We bring our A game. Agents sometimes, they work in the spring, they go down the shore in the summer, and they come back in the fall for a little bit. They go down to the Florida in the winter, and then they come back, But this is when all the agents are aggressive. They can negotiate the best possible prices. Photographers can capture the home in the best lights. Stagers go all out to make it shine. And just the whole industry is really moving with a lot of energy and competition that you don't see in slower seasons. It's kind of like selling during the Super Bowl of real estate. Everyone's bringing their best, and you get to reap the rewards. And lastly, there's a ton of momentum in the buyer psychology in the spring. The market kind of wakes up, homes start selling fast, and suddenly buyers feel, oh no, I better act now. I'll lose out. They panic, fear of missing out, FOMO. And sellers, you want to see that, right? If buyers are seeing homes getting snapped up in days, even hours, they stop overthinking, start acting, and make faster decisions. They're less likely to drag things out with extra contingencies, and some will even throw in aggressive offers just to beat the competition. Now, for my listings, every one of them gets pre-inspected. You can read about that in my book, Home Selling Sharks, where I talk about the pre-home inspection process. And also, I think that spring buyers, they really bring a different type of energy. They haven't been really looking for months. They just get started. They're fresh, optimistic. They're emotionally invested. It means better offers. I know they have to come to the plate when it comes to selling, at least in our neighborhood. I'm selling homes for about 8% over list price. I have momentum all year round. I mean, right now I just sold a house at 160,000 over, another one 50,000 over, another one 10,000 over. You know, we're selling our listings for over list price. So that's why I think selling now is a really good time. Like right now, give me a call. Let's go on the market, beginning of May. Comment below. What are you thinking about the market? Why is spring a good time for you? Are you thinking about waiting until the fall, or what do you think about this? The real news. Why selling before going on the market the next 3 to 6 weeks before the spring rush can be a smart strategy. Here's a little secret. Getting your home on the market before the big rush right now, you have a big advantage. There is nothing on the market right now. And all my sellers who are smart, I'm telling them, get your house on the market. They're catching on to the strategy. Let's do it now. So why should you beat out the spring market? Well, right now, zero competition, tons of attention. And that's huge. That's money in your pocket, especially if your home is pre-inspected and it's staged correctly, like my listings are. Because when the market gets flooded with new listings, buyers have way more options, which means your home has to work even harder to stand out. If you list right now before the spring rush, you're playing a totally different game. Because right now, and this happened for me in January and February and still now in March, the number of homes right now in the market is just way lower, 20 to 40% lower than we predict in this peak spring, depending on where you live, of course. And that's huge for a seller. With fewer homes for buyers to choose from, yours will get all the attention. More showings, tons of showings. We have over 55 showings in like 2 days on this house. So if you're looking for a quick, smooth sale with great pricing, let's get going. Let's do it. Also, right now, we have a serious buyer advantage. You know, I don't know if you know this, but not all buyers are the same. The spring buyers, spring brings out the buyers, but not all of them are serious buyers. A lot of them are just window shopping. They're just getting started, you know? They're waiting for the perfect deal. But when you list before the spring rush, the buyers right now are so different. They're not casually strolling through listing. They want to buy and they need to buy. Maybe they're relocating for work. They've got a tight deadline and don't have the luxury of waiting around for more options to pop up. These buyers right now are ready. They're pre-approved. They know what they want, and they're prepared to make decisions fast. And what that means to you is there's fewer time-wasting showings, fewer frustrating negotiating, and more straightforward offers with fewer contingencies. And you can ask any experienced agents like myself, they'll tell you they'd rather have 5 showings with serious buyers than 15 with casual, just browsers, right? So if you list before the spring, like right now, between now and like April 24th, you're way more likely to attract the kind of buyers who are actually ready to buy. And another thing about listing right now, you just get way more attention from the pros handling your sale, and that could make a huge difference. Like right now, I always have a lot of business, so that's just me, but a lot of realtors don't. And they're just, I could say we're not juggling as many as we will be in the second quarter. We have more time right now, more energy to put into your home, better marketing, more personalized strategies, quicker responses. You know, photographers aren't squeezing your shoot in between 10 others, so they can actually take the time, to get the best lighting. Home inspectors, appraisers, mortgage lenders, all those people, they have got more flexible schedules, fewer delays, and a smoother process overall. Title companies, everything's a little slower right now. And as you know, selling a home can be stressful. When people working on your sale aren't slammed with spring rush, things move faster with fewer hiccups. A lot of my clients feel, wow, that's worth it alone to start now. Financially, too, the benefits are great, but having more relaxed, hassle-free experience, that's priceless. And what about you sellers who have to buy? You got that buy-sell positioning. You're also planning to buy your next home, so selling before spring creates a powerful strategic advantage in the market cycle. Because by selling when inventory is low before the spring, you can maximize your selling leverage. And then by buying when inventory expands during the spring, you maximize your buying options. Kind of works out, right? It's sequential, It allows you to potentially optimize both sides of a real estate transaction. And the best part about it is you go into the spring market with cash in hand from your completed sale, and you avoid contingent offers that weakens your negotiation position as a buyer. Because what we'll do is we have the buyer of your house allow you to rent back, so you can rent back while you're looking in the spring market. And then you could close your transactions during a favorable weather months. And then you won't have the risk of stress of carrying 2 mortgages simultaneously. Now, for some of you, it could be a tax timing advantage. I don't know. Most people don't think about that, but when selling early in the year, it can actually be a smart financial move beyond just getting a great price. Because if you sell before the spring rush, just gives you more time to plan for any tax implications before the next filing deadline. Plus, if you're reinvesting the money, you get a full year of potential growth instead of sitting on the sidelines. Another perk, which most people don't think about, is you can lock in any capital gains or losses earlier, which can help you with your tax planning. And let's not forget, tax laws are always changing. So if there are home sale exclusions or benefits in place right now, it might be worth taking advantage before anything shifts. Now, that's not the only reason why you should sell early, but if listing before spring also gives you a little financial edge, that's kind of be one more reason to do it. Beat the rush. I think the most important thing, I'm glad you waited to listen to this video throughout, is negotiation leverage you get when selling pre-spring. It totally favors the sellers. It will significantly impact your bottom line. Right now, no competing properties. Buyers have limited alternatives, and there's a ton of them out there. And if they choose to walk away from negotiations from you, it's their problem. We still have other people. Like, I'm putting this home on the market in Upper Dublin, and the letter was sent out to the neighborhood. The home is coming on the market. I have 8 people calling without even putting in the multiple listing yet. It's just crazy out there. And buyers right now who are looking for the spring, they want to buy. I said that. They have to buy, some of them. Perhaps a job relocation or a family situation or just an investment deadline. These timing pressures, they create negotiating advantages that may allow you to secure better terms beyond just the sale price. Maybe they'll do a rent back for you. They'll allow you to stay in the house for a month or 2 until you find something. Reduce contingency requests. They won't do any contingency, especially because I do the pre-home inspection, right? And less pressure for costly concessions, if there are any, especially if there's any inspection issues that come up, like on our pre-home inspection that they want to be fixed. They won't even ask for it. Gosh, these negotiating advantages can preserve thousands of dollars in your net proceeds that might otherwise be conceded during a competitive spring market. Also, when selling right now, it's a little cooler outside, right? It was really cold in February this year, at least in our area, and now it's getting a little bit warmer, but it's still a little cold. Buyers will now focus on the inside of your home. They don't want to stand outside and get cold. That means your home is cozy. It's an inviting vibe. Maybe put the fireplace on, make it warm inside, crank that heat up. It's an instant emotional appeal. And it's not just comfort, it's just proof of quality of your home when they feel comfortable in your house. When an interior feels welcoming, buyers love that. They're not just looking for a house, they're looking for a home. They're looking for a space where their family can live in. So yes, if you list your home in the spring, it's all about patios, gardens, Selling now in the winter and early spring, it could highlight something more important, which is the feeling of home. That's kind of an emotional pool that sells houses. So if you put your home on the market now, it kind of gives you an early market research advantage. It's a low-risk way to test the waters and fine-tune your strategy. Now, I don't really like testing the waters because I think you ultimately get the lower price. But if you want to price your house a little bit higher, you can try it. And before the busiest season kicks in, you can, lower the price or relist it back on the market at a more reasonable price. And if you weren't able to get the price you want it. And one other thing, listen, if you do an early spring listing and you want to list it a little bit higher than the market, it's a low-risk way to test the waters. So if your initial price doesn't spark interest you expect it, you still have time to adjust it, maybe take it off the market, do some things to it, and come back on the market in the spring. For example, if we decided to put your home on the market, we didn't paint the kitchen and had wallpaper, didn't paint this or didn't do that, maybe you take it off and you put it back on, you paint it and you put it back on. At least you tried with not doing some of the things. But it's always good to just do the things, get it over with, because it usually ends up getting you more money. So what's the bottom line? Okay, I talked about why it's great to list your home in the spring, and I said, well, but right now it's even better. Because at the end of the day, listing before spring, it's not about the timing, it's about strategy. If you want strategy, you come help work with me, or I can help you find an agent in your area to bring you strategy. Because if you can get ahead of the competition, you gain pricing flexibility, valuable buyer feedback, and a chance to make small adjustments. It can mean big money when the market does heat up. So instead of rushing to figure things out in the middle of the spring frenzy, you've already be positioned for success. And speaking of smart selling strategies, don't let a bad home inspection derail your sale. I talked about doing an inspection earlier, right? There are key items you'll want to fix before listing to avoid surprises that could cost you thousands or even scare buyers away. So check out a video I've done called Fix These Items to Avoid a Bad Home Inspection Checklist Revised. I have a new one. You got to check this out, right? Break down what to look for so you can stay ahead. Keep your sale running smoothly. Watch it now.